All right, so for question 8.13, the part A says how many different arrangements of 2 voters are possible. So let's just call them A and B. Well, we could have A join the coalition first and then B join, or B and then A. So the big thing with this whole idea of arrangements is the order is important. So with 2 people, there's just 2 possibilities. With 3, it gets a little more interesting. And you've done this already, actually, when you had to practice that fish and chips example. So you had 3 people. Let's just call ours A, B, and C. So we could have A join first, and then B, and then C. We could instead have A, and then C, and B last. Those are the only possibilities for A joining first. Instead, we could have B join first, and then you could think like A could join and then C, or we could have B, then C, then A, and then the last options then would be to have C go first. We could have C followed by A followed by B, or C, B, A. And you can kind of think about, with one, once you pick someone going first, then basically it's just a matter of which order do the other 2 join. And so for each person, there's 2 different options of how they could go first. So in total, we've got 6 different possibilities. So then for part C, they give us kind of a hint where they suggest to not keep listing things because it gets a little bit long. We will have opportunities where we'll want to list them if we were actually doing a question, but if all we want to know is how many we need, then one of the things we could think about is, well, if I already know how many ways I can arrange 3 people, then what we could kind of think about here is, well, if I've already got, say, like our first person, second person, and third, and now we're trying to add someone new. So this is basically saying, like, if I already had all of these lists and I'm trying to add, say, a person D, well, then one of the things I could think about is just, well, where could I put D? And then basically I could say, well, then for each of those lists up above, I could add D in all those different spots. So we'll end up with a bunch of new possibilities. So if we think about it, well, if I start with, if I'm trying to add D in, well, I could have them join last. So I could just tack them onto the end of all of those lists. I could instead put them before the previously last person. So keep whoever was in last and put them kind of second to last. I could instead put them between the first and second person, or I could put them first in the list. So like one version of what I'm saying with that then, like if I had started with the list of A, B, C, well, I could have like A, B, C, D, or A, B, D, C, right? Put them in between B and C, or I could do A, D, B, C, or D, A, B, C. So basically, right, we're seeing we could put them in one of those 4 spots. But then that's going to be true for each of these 6 possibilities up top. So for all 6 of those possibilities, we have 4 options to place D. So then altogether, we're going to end up seeing that we've got, well, for all 6 of them, we have 4 different options. So multiply 6 times 4, and we end up with 24 options. So 24 ways to arrange 4 people. And then we could kind of keep thinking about that process continuing. So that's what you guys are going to do in parts D and E.